Welcome. Bienvenidos. Aloha. Tashidulek. ¿Cómo están? How are you? So I got this idea of starting this series about Dharma in the real life. This is going to be called the Householder Dharma, and it's practicing awakening in real life. So most of us are just regular people, either parents, teachers, students, some sort of like work we have to do to sustain ourselves. We all have like so many different roles in society for it to work properly. Yet we're all practicing Dharma. Oh, I have to be careful when I start saying things like or things like that, but I tend to say a lot, so maybe you'll hear just full disclosure there. So yeah, what is the Dharma to begin with, right? Dharma means truth. Dharma is how things work. Dharma is why things happen to us. There's many explanations about Dharma. Yet Dharma in its simple essence is just reality. It's just how things arise and how they work, and it helps us to live in our purpose and our joy, and how to end suffering is the most important part, about like how to diminish our suffering, how to end our suffering, how to get rid of this suffering, and how to create the causes for happiness, for joy, for love, for peace, for meaning, for feeling connected to others, which is really the jewel of the Dharma is bodhicitta, this mind, right? So to begin, we'll start with that intention. So this series of Householder Dharma, of practicing awakening in real life, may be of benefit to all beings everywhere. Whoever hears this, thinks of this, reads it anywhere, is connected through any of the many forms. May they become awakened to their true nature, to total happiness, to joy. That's the intention of bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is like a mind that wants to become a Buddha, and a Buddha is an awakened being. It's just like somebody that has finished the process of removing what is not necessary, and developing the positive qualities. That in itself is the essence of a Buddha, right? Is somebody that has no more ignorance, has no more kleshas or afflictions. And the Buddha was a regular person. The Buddha was just like you and I, and he came to this earth and he had a great life. He was a prince. He had a lot of merit before. So his life story is really beautiful. And he had a wife, he had a daughter, a son. I'm sorry, he actually had a son. And yeah, his parents were king. He was a prince. He was like super strong, super beautiful, super kind and compassionate. And he chose to try to find a way to relieve their suffering. I can get lost in tangents, by the way, so just so you know. I'll try to always talk a little bit, but then sometimes like whoop, the mind goes like too many places. And this is why I wanted to do this, because to begin with, I'm not a teacher, I'm not a lama, I'm not like teaching you anything. I'm just sharing. And this channel is it's already about sharing, made with so much love. Whoop, whoop. This is the channel of creativity, of spirituality, and everyday life in our families, and how to enjoy and share, right? Just like to sing your song, to share your poems, to make something we all co-create in reality. So this channel, this space, this sacred container is for all of us to share our hearts, basically. And you are very welcome to share your thoughts, your comments, right? And yeah, you can share what you have learned, what has helped you in your own life to get rid of this suffering, to like inspire maybe others so they can also, we're not really teaching, or maybe we're all teaching each other and all learning from each other. But yes, when I started to hear these stories, right, I heard like Christ was 33 when he was like in his peak, right, of teaching. And he did his most amazing things, right, at 33. And the Buddha was the same, right? He was very young. So when I heard this, my first retreat was at 17. I was like, okay, like I'm gonna be a Buddha by like that time. And yeah, of course it didn't work. So then, we can go one path and say, I'll wait till I'm ready. And that time will just never come. We will never be ready because we can always learn more. And that basically just means that we are ready at all points, at all times, like right now. And that's why we are practicing awakening, which is we are awake right here, like right now. We are not waiting for later, like when certain circumstances or certain things, because we are busy people. We're a busy generation. We're like a busy culture, and everything is speeding up. Everything is very quick and very accessible, and it has created changes that we've never had before. But we also have opportunities that were never available before. Like the ability to practice now is just so incredible, because the life that we have, our life is not an obstacle to the path. This life is our path. We take everything from our confusion, our longing, our desires, our attraction, our relationships, our work, our education, our purpose, our meaning, our creativity, our day-to-day interactions. Everything is like one and the same, and it's multifaceted globe or circle. Like even with sciences, right, you first like saw this science going this way and this other science going that way, and they all try to like do their thing, and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and put the church here, put the state here, put the spirituality over here, put the family over here, and everything was like trying to like go apart. But then with time we come this and this and this, and everything is coming back to its center. We're coming back to this realization that we are all interconnected, that we are all one, that having war right now is like just the most ridiculous thing that could exist. Like war right now is just something that we are eradicating, and we are seeing it happen, how much it damages. Like it benefits the economy and the pockets of some people, but it definitely also damages the economy of like so much more people. And we are now being aware of the difficulties and problems that cause something like war, for example. Or we can see like people that are hungry in one place, and then there's people that have all this waste in another one, right? And so where's this disparity? And if we try to just come and solve these issues, like the issue itself is not that easy, because again it's connected to many things. And so can we change the things outside? Not directly, but can we change ourselves? Yes. And this Householder Dharma series is about that. Is what we can do ourselves to change our mind, to change our life, to change how we think of things, how we respond to things, how we use the opportunities that life is always giving us to learn, to grow, to love, to share, to forgive, to ask for forgiveness, and expand and grow and awake. We practice compassion and wisdom together, right? If you just have the compassion but no wisdom, then you can get yourself into a lot of trouble. This is also like a lot of people have issues with putting like boundaries or people pleasing or things like that, right? And you have to be wise. You can give, and we can like do things that can benefit others, yet we have to do it also taking into account why are we doing it? Are we doing it because we want to, we love to, we understand that it's gonna be helpful, or are we trying to fulfill some obligation or something that we feel we have to? So here in this channel, we remember constantly that we don't have to do anything, that everything we do is because we choose to do it, because we want to do it, because we love what we do. And obviously, like, we have responsibilities, and it's also about how to use those responsibilities as the path. So yeah, this series is gonna talk about a lot of things. Many of us believe that then, I'll practice later, I'll practice. My dad used to tell me when I started my first retreats and stuff, like, he's like, yeah, you'll do all of this stuff when you retire. It's like, you go on retreat, like you go on like your thing that you want to do. This is like, leave this for later. First focus on this work, right? And getting a home, getting a family, like get all this stuff first, and then when you retire. And I was like, no, who knows if I'm not even gonna be alive? What if I die tomorrow and I never followed what I wanted to do? And we all have these things with our parents, right? They try to teach us the best, and then they try to give us the best of advices and things. Yet at a certain point, like, we ourselves become adults, and it's like how we change this relationship from being a parent and a child and being grateful for their love and honoring our roots, our foundations, our traditions. And then also at the same time, how do we, integrate that we're now two adults and we can, or three, right? We have our parents. If we're blessed to have them both, right? It's like, okay, it could be the same with the grandmas and stuff like this, right? There's like all sorts of things. And even with all the other relationships, ultimately, like, we have to learn how to be able to take our own choices, and we don't need to explain nothing to no one. And at the same time, we also don't have to just rebel and say, I'm gonna do things my way or the highway. In reality, no, as long as we follow our heart, and then we do what is gonna really be of benefit to ourselves and others, like, things will figure themselves out. This is the common theme that you see in every person that has followed their heart to depth. Like, heart and intelligence are like one and the same. In Tibetan, the words for heart and mind is really like one, right? And they say like, this person has a good heart is because they have a good mind as well. Anyway, I'm gonna try to cut this one shorter, because otherwise, like I say, I'll talk forever. And it's just like this quick introduction. For practice of today, we can take a deep breath. Before we do anything, before we talk, before we respond. If somebody, let's say like they cut you on the road, so before like throwing them the finger and shouting at them, they're a bunch of then just take a deep breath. and maybe try to see that we don't understand everything and we don't know, and that person might be in a hurry, might be ignorant, might like be hurting, might be upset, might have a rough day, and we send them light, we send them blessing. That's dharma, that's kindness, that's good thinking. Same thing before we answer the phone, right? And take a deep breath. This might take this call for the benefit of all, for like patients, like if it's like a telemarketer. I don't even answer those calls. But yet if you do answer and then they're like, oh, wada, then you can just say, hey, hold on. I'm doing things, thank you for your call. I'm gonna hang up. And you can just hang up, right? And then you can block them. I block a bunch of those things. But you can do whatever you want. The whole point is just to leave a little bit of space, to open a gap before you open a door. It could be like, I'm opening the door to awakening for people, for happiness. Bless the home when you enter a home or a place. Every person, right, that we come to, we can ask like this very one simple thing, which is, how are you? How are you? I didn't ask you today, right? How are you? Okay, so how are you? Comment down below. Again, if there's particular things you want to talk about, you want to learn, you want to share, like, feel free. I just opened the community thing, and I'm learning all of this here in YouTube. I'm doing a lot of things aside learning, just to share and to also model that things don't have to be perfect. This is just my regular phone. This is not a special camera or anything. And I'm just learning all of these things. And again, I'm not a teacher, I'm not a lama, none of these things. But then they say that when you teach something, you really learn it. And it's not necessarily the case here that I'm teaching it, but I'm definitely learning it as we go, because I find this Dharma has been extremely valuable in my life to bring me happiness and joy and satisfaction. And I wrote a book, I think, like I've mentioned before. There's a free link in the description. And yeah, it's like a beautiful thing to be able to be alive and to be working and doing my best every day to have the best day ever, and to sharing it here with you guys in this life, in this existence, in this cosmic dance. So yeah, let's seal it with a dedication. Bodhicitta again. So if we discussed any merit, any goodness, any insight, anything that was good, may it be dedicated for the enlightenment of all beings. So all beings be happy and free and all the good stuff. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right, my friends. See you on the next one.